Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right in a relationship, yet things just don't work out? Maybe you've been told to be kind, respect their space, or simply be yourself, only to be left confused, frustrated, or heartbroken. What if I told you that much of what you've been taught about relationships, especially in the realm of attraction, is misguided? It's not about following some unwritten set of rules or adopting a false persona. What if the real issue lies not in what you're doing wrong, but in how you're approaching the very nature of relationships? In Stoic philosophy, we are reminded that we cannot control other people's thoughts, feelings, or actions. Yet, we often try to, especially in relationships, thinking that if we just behave in a certain way, everything will fall into place. But it's not that simple. Relationships are not transactional. They're not about following some script to earn affection. They're about mutual understanding, respect, and emotional wisdom. The reality is that the dynamics between people, especially in romantic relationships, are complex. Emotions and desires are at the core of attraction, and often these elements operate below the surface of conscious thought. People, regardless of gender, are not strictly rational beings. Our choices are guided by emotions, subconscious desires, and most importantly, the narratives we tell ourselves. And yes, women, just like men, experience these dynamics, but it's important to recognize that these emotions are not inherently flaws or weaknesses to be exploited. As Stoics, we focus on self-retrieve and understanding. We know that we cannot always predict or control how others will act, but we can control our own responses. The true wisdom lies in seeing relationships for what they are, opportunities to practice patience, virtue, and understanding. Instead of looking for tricks or shortcuts to win someone's affection, we should focus on becoming our best selves, not in an attempt to manipulate, but to improve our own character. By doing so, we set the foundation for stronger, more meaningful connections based on mutual respect rather than fleeting attraction. So, before you dive into the maze of dating advice, let's take a step back and look at what Stoicism can teach us about attraction. Attraction isn't something you can manipulate or control. It's something that arises naturally when we live in alignment with our values and virtues. It's about mastering the things we can control, like our emotions and reactions, while accepting what we cannot. Attraction thrives on authenticity, emotional resilience, and self-awareness. When you focus on these traits, you build a strong foundation for any relationship, one that stands the test of time. In the end, the biggest weakness in relationships is not a flaw in the other person, but a lack of understanding in ourselves. Stoicism teaches us that true connection comes from inner peace, not external validation. If we understand our own desires and emotions, we can better understand the dynamics at play in relationships. And by focusing on emotional intelligence, self-discipline, and wisdom, we're better equipped to foster relationships that are built on respect and mutual growth, not on manipulation or superficial tactics. Number 1, the steadfast man. Reliability as a rare trait. In today's world, women are constantly inundated with choices. Their inboxes are flooded with messages from men. They're bombarded by compliments from strangers, and dating apps present an endless array of potential matches. Yet, despite all these options, many men still struggle in the dating game. Why? The answer is simple: inconsistency. Most men today are unreliable. They make promises they don't keep, and when things get tough, they bail. Women, having been conditioned by these experiences, don't trust easily. They've been let down too many times by men who disappear without warning, who fail to follow through, and who lack the reliability they need. This brings us to a hard truth. In the world of modern dating, being steady is what sets a man apart. A man who stands firm in his decisions, in his actions, and in his words becomes an undeniable presence. Being steadfast isn't about rigidly adhering to a set of rules. It's about being dependable, about showing up when you say you will, and doing what you promise to do without hesitation. In a sea of indecisive, flaky men, the steadfast man shines like a lighthouse. Start small. If you say you'll call at a specific time, do it. If you say you'll text later, follow through. Consistency in the little things matters. Reliability, not perfection, is what builds trust. In today's fast-pacing, often shallow dating world, showing that you're a man who can be counted on, who sticks to his word, is one of the most attractive qualities you can offer. Number 2, confidence, the magnetic force. Confidence is often celebrated, but it's frequently misunderstood. We hear it all the time, confidence is attractive, but what does it truly mean? Confidence is not about arrogance or loud displays. It's the quiet, unwavering belief that you are enough, just as you are. This kind of confidence is magnetic. It stands out because it's rare, especially in a world where so many people are desperately seeking validation from others. Too often, men tie their confidence to external markers, their job, appearance, or social standing. These are fleeting. What happens when they are stripped away? A man with true confidence is grounded in something deeper. He does not rely on external validation to measure his worth. He is comfortable in his own skin, regardless of outside circumstances. In a world filled with insecurities, this kind of confidence is refreshing. Women are naturally drawn to men who are secure in themselves. Think about it. Women face their own worries, concerns about their appearance, how they're perceived, and whether they measure up. When they meet a man who is unshaken by these concerns, who doesn't need her approval to feel good about himself, it's a rare, welcome relief. That kind of presence is magnetic. Confidence is about embracing who you are, imperfections and all. It's not about being flawless. It's about accepting that you're enough, exactly as you are. Genuine self-assurance comes when you stop looking for external approval and start looking inward. It's about knowing your value, regardless of the circumstances or setbacks you face. This kind of internal confidence makes you untouchable. You're not shaken by rejection, nor do you crumble under pressure. You no longer need others to validate your worth. To build this kind of confidence, start small, set goals, and keep promises to yourself no matter how small they are. Each time you follow through, you reinforce your belief in your own value. With time, this internal confidence becomes stronger, more unshakable. When you embrace your flaws and accept yourself fully, you'll notice how people, especially women, respond to that genuine sense of self-assurance. True confidence doesn't mean perfection. It means comfort in your own skin. It's the quiet assurance that no matter what happens, you are enough. And when you embody this, it's magnetic. Number 3, ambition, the drive that inspires. Ambition is one of the most potent forces in the modern world. a force that has been dulled by the overwhelming comfort of complacency and the pervasive acceptance of mediocrity. In a society that too often encourages the easy route, the ambitious person stands out. Ambition, at its core, is not about chasing fame, wealth, or building empires. It's about striving for something greater than what you already have. It's the refusal to settle for good enough and the relentless pursuit of betterment, no matter how small the steps may be. Attractive as ambition is, it's more than just an external allure. Women, like men, are drawn to those who are clear on their purpose because it signals a life in motion, someone who has a direction and is moving towards something meaningful. It's not about working endless hours to amass riches or hitting milestone after milestone. It's about goals. It's about progress. It's about refusing to accept mediocrity in yourself, no matter how comfortable that might feel. But here's the catch. Ambition is not enough in itself. It's easy to talk about ambition. It's even easier to wear it like a badge of honor without any real effort behind it. The truth is, ambition is shown through action, not words. It's about demonstrating that you're always pushing forward, whether it's advancing in your career, learning new skills, or developing your body and mind. It's about progress, not perfection. Most people fail because they confuse the concept of ambition with the need for immediate, grandiose results. Ambition is not about achieving everything overnight. It's about the consistent, deliberate effort that leads to growth. A man who is truly ambitious understands that his journey is a process of small wins, a continual effort to become better each day, and a refusal to let stagnation take hold. Start with setting goals, both short-term and long-term. These don't need to be monumental in scale, but they should challenge you to step outside your comfort zone. Whether it's seeking a promotion at work, mastering a new skill, or improving your physical health, the key is to always be striving, always be progressing. When someone notices that you're truly working towards something, that sense of drive becomes contagious. It signals that you are living with intention, and that's incredibly attractive. It shows that you're not just coasting through life, but rather you are actively shaping your future. Ambition, at its best, is a journey of continuous improvement. It's not about being perfect. It's about being better than you were yesterday. This type of ambition doesn't just attract women. It attracts anyone who is looking for meaning, purpose, and action in their lives. It's a signal that you're not stuck in the mundane, but actively building a life worth living. Number 4, the bad boy effect. Independence and mystery. There's something magnetic about the bad boy. Women are drawn to them like moths to a flame, and for good reason. It's not because they're reckless or rude, but because they embody qualities that are irresistible: unpredictability, mystery, and emotional control. The bad boy doesn't follow society's rules. He doesn't apologize for who he is, nor does he bend to the expectations of others, especially not those of women. This is where the allure lies. It's the defiance of convention. Women are not seeking a man they can control. They want someone who keeps them on their toes, a man with his own priorities, one who doesn't revolve around them. It's the challenge, the chase, the emotional highs and lows that keep them coming back for more. A man who is elusive, someone who isn't easily figured out, is the kind of man who sparks intrigue and excitement. However, the truth is, you don't need to be a jerk to embody these traits. You don't have to play games or be unnecessarily distant. What you do need is emotional independence. This means you don't reveal everything about yourself all at once. You don't need to make yourself fully available or be at her beck and call. Keep some things to yourself. Let her wonder about you. This creates an air of mystery and keeps her intrigued. But perhaps most importantly, you must master emotional control. The bad boy doesn't let his emotions swing based on someone else's mood. If she's upset, he stays calm. If she's happy, he enjoys the moment, but doesn't lose himself in it. Emotional independence isn't about being indifferent or cold. It's about maintaining stability, regardless of external circumstances. This is what makes the bad boy so attractive. He's in control of his emotions and, ultimately, his life. Embody these traits, and you'll find that emotional independence is more magnetic than any game you could play. The key isn't to play hard to get, but to be a man who remains grounded and in control. Number 5, valued attention. Scarcity creates demand. In today's world, attention is cheap. With the tap of a button, anyone can get an endless stream of likes, comments, and messages. Women, in particular, live in an environment where validation is abundant constantly, flooded with men seeking their attention. Yet this flood of validation, while easy to come by, holds little real value. The attention they receive is expected and doesn't stand out. It becomes like a currency that is no longer precious. What sets a man apart is his ability to withhold his attention. The man who doesn't immediately shower a woman with compliments, messages, or praise catches her attention precisely because he does not give her what everyone else does. When you withhold validation, you introduce scarcity into the equation. And scarcity, whether in resources, attention, or love, creates value. Women, like men, enjoy the chase. They may not admit it, but they do. When a man doesn't immediately feed their need for attention, it challenges their expectations. It makes them work for it, and that effort only increases the perceived worth of his attention. If you're always the one texting first, liking every post, or offering praise at the drop of a hat, you are undervaluing yourself. Instead, step back. Let her pursue. When she realizes she must earn your attention, she will begin to value it in ways she never would if it was freely given. The simple truth is this: by making your attention scarce, you make it more powerful. When it's freely available, it loses its impact. Women crave the chase, the tension of wondering whether they will get what they want. This is a dynamic that both men and women respond to, because deep down, everyone respects what they must earn, not what they are given on a silver platter. Don't be the man who falls into the trap of offering validation at every turn. Instead, recognize that your attention is valuable, and by withholding it at times, you will make others want it more. The scarcity of your attention will speak louder than words ever could, and in doing so, you will command respect, and the people around you will start to see you differently, not as someone worthy of pursuit. Number 6. Pre-selection, the power of social proof. Pre-selection is a concept that's both simple and profound. It explains why women are often drawn to men who are already in relationships or who are surrounded by other women. It's not just a matter of attraction, it's about social proof. When a woman sees that other women desire a man, it triggers something deep within her mind. She starts to think, if others want him, he must be valuable. This is the same psychology at play when we see others who have been demanded, whether it's a product or a person. The idea is simple. If everyone else wants it, it must be worth having. This concept taps into a fundamental part of human nature, our competitive instincts. When a woman sees a man interacting with other attractive women, even if they are just friends, it raises his status in her eyes. The curiosity sets in. She starts to wonder what it is about him that draws other women to him. And that curiosity often turns into desire. It's the kind of desire that drives women to pursue men who seem unattainable or already taken, not because they want to break up relationships, but because they're instinctively attracted to the idea that this man is worth their attention. The key here is the signal. When a man is surrounded by high-value women, even if they are not romantically involved, it sends a message that he is someone of value. He is not chasing or trying too hard. Instead, he is a man others are naturally drawn to. This is what elevates his perceived worth. For men, this is a powerful tool. Surrounding yourself with high-value women, whether they are friends, colleagues, or acquaintances, can naturally raise your own status and attract the attention you desire. It's not about playing games or trying to manipulate people into liking you. It's about recognizing that we are all influenced by social cues. Status, especially perceived status, is a powerful force. Pre-selection works because it leverages that force. The more others desire you, the more others will want you. The more others see your value, the more your value increases. So, how does this play into Stoicism? Stoic philosophy teaches us that we cannot control how others perceive us. We can, however, control how we respond to these perceptions. We can choose not to let external validation dictate our worth, but we can also use the principles of social dynamics to enhance our presence, not by striving for approval, but by embodying the kind of confidence and inner value that naturally attracts respect. Pre-selection doesn't mean you should be manipulative or insincere. It's about living in a way that makes others naturally gravitate toward you, not because you are seeking validation, but because you have aligned your actions and values with the highest standard of what it means to be truly valuable. Number 7. Masculinity, strength and stability. In today's world, masculinity is often under attack, yet beneath the noise of contemporary discourse, the timeless truth remains. Women are biologically drawn to masculine men. This is not about being domineering or overtly aggressive. It is about strength, both physical and emotional. Masculinity isn't defined by sheer muscle or loud dominance. It's grounded in purpose, emotional fortitude, and the ability to lead. A truly masculine man provides protection, security, and leadership. He remains firm in his beliefs, clear in his purpose, and emotionally resilient in the face of life's inevitable challenges. Women are attracted to men who are certain of who they are. Men who don't waver in their convictions based on external pressures or transient circumstances. The modern world has confused masculinity with aggression, but real masculinity is calm under pressure, decisive in action, and unwavering in adversity. A man who is in touch with his emotions but not ruled by them is far more compelling than one who reacts impulsively or lets others dictate his emotional state. A truly masculine man controls his emotions, faces challenges head-on, and remains unshaken when life doesn't go as planned. His strength doesn't just come from his ability to fight, it comes from his emotional stability, his resilience, and his ability to lead with quiet confidence. This is the essence of what women desire. A man who inspires trust through his calm, rational decision-making, even in turbulent times. To develop this form of masculinity, start by taking responsibility for your life. Avoid blaming external circumstances or others for your problems. Cultivate self-discipline and practice emotional control. Be the man who can lead himself, and others will naturally follow. Women want to feel safe, supported, and secure, and the man who offers that will always remain the most attractive. In essence, to embrace true masculinity is to embody the Stoic virtues: control, responsibility, and emotional strength. Through these qualities, you'll not only attract respect, but command it. Number 8. Charismatic leadership guiding with confidence. In the realm of charismatic leadership, it's important to understand that authority doesn't require shouting orders or dominating every conversation. True leadership is about decisiveness, direction, and the ability to guide others without hesitation. When it comes to relationships, particularly with women, this principle holds true. You don't need to be the CEO of a company to command respect, but you do need to lead in your interactions. Leadership is about taking charge, making clear decisions, and showing that you know where you're going in life. Women are naturally drawn to men who exhibit this kind of clarity and self-assurance, not someone who's constantly seeking validation or approval. Charismatic leadership is potent because it blends authority with charm, creating a balance where others are naturally inclined to follow. You don't need to be overbearing or domineering to lead effectively. In fact, you can lead through subtle actions, your confidence, your decisiveness, and the way you make others feel heard and valued. Women want a man who can guide them through life, someone whose vision they can align with. This sense of direction makes them feel secure and excited to be part of something bigger. When you exhibit leadership, it doesn't just show that you're competent, it signals strength, confidence, and decisiveness. These are qualities that naturally attract attention and admiration. Leadership, when done right, makes others feel safe and valued, and that the foundation of attraction. Next time you're with someone you're interested in, take charge of the situation, plan the evening, make decisions confidently, and guide the conversation. Women are drawn to men who can create an environment of certainty where they feel both secure and appreciated. When you lead with quiet confidence, you demonstrate exactly what it means to be someone who knows where they're going, and that's irresistibly magnetic. Number 9. Emotional intelligence, mastery over emotions. Emotional intelligence is often overlooked, but it is one of the most valuable qualities a man can possess. Many people mistakenly think that emotional intelligence means being overly sensitive or too emotional, but that's far from the truth. In reality, emotional intelligence is about understanding and managing your own emotions, as well as recognizing and empathizing with the emotions of others. It's about knowing when to speak, when to listen, and when to simply give someone the space they need. In relationships, emotional intelligence plays a crucial role. Take women, for example. They are emotional beings, and they need a partner who can navigate that with sensitivity and composure. Too often, men try to fix everything when a woman expresses her feelings, but women don't always want solutions. They want someone who listens. When a man can provide that, he creates a deeper connection that most men fail to build. Emotional intelligence isn't just about handling others' emotions, it's about managing your own. Women are not drawn to men who are emotionally unpredictable. They value a man who remains steady, even in the face of pressure. A man who can endure life's ups and downs without losing control is a man who earns respect. One of the most powerful ways to develop emotional intelligence is through active listening. The next time your partner is upset, don't rush to offer a solution. Instead, listen. Let her express herself, validate her feelings, and offer empathy. This small gesture can foster a trust and emotional intimacy that many men never experience. The simple act of truly understanding someone can deepen a bond in ways that words alone cannot. Number 10. Passionate interests, a life worth joining. Passion is magnetic. It's one of the most compelling traits a person can possess. When others see you fully engaged in something, whether it's your career, a personal project, or a meaningful pursuit, they can't help but notice the energy you radiate. Passion is a sign of purpose, of direction, of a life being actively lived rather than passively observed. It shows that you have a goal, that you're striving towards something that matters to you. This is what attracts others, especially women, to you. But here's the critical point. Your passions must be for you, not for anyone else. Too many people make the mistake of pretending to care about something just to impress others. This isn't just disingenuous. It's easily seen through. People, particularly women, are adept at detecting when someone is faking enthusiasm. True passion, the kind that draws others in, is authentic. When you genuinely care about something, when it drives you from the inside, you don't need to force attraction. It happens naturally. When you are focused on your own development, your own growth, and your own mission, people want to be a part of that journey. They want to know the person who is so committed, so absorbed in what he does. It's the authenticity of your passion that makes others want to join in, to support your goals, to be part of the world you're building. So find something that excites you. Dive deep into it, whether it's a professional ambition, a fitness goal, a creative side project, or a personal growth mission. Let your passion drive you. When others see your commitment to your own path, your dedication to your own mission, it will be magnetic. It won't be long before they're eager to join you, not because you asked, but because they see something real, something worth being a part of. And that's when true attraction happens. Conclusion: redefining the dating game. Understanding human behavior is key to navigating relationships, but there's a crucial distinction. This isn't about manipulation or control. It's about understanding the psychology behind interactions, especially when it comes to women. Too often, men are lost in the chase, seeking validation, following misguided rules, and constantly playing the game on the wrong terms. But with the right mindset and tools, you can flip the script. Most men don't realize this. The pursuit isn't about impressing someone. It's about creating genuine, lasting connections. When you understand the dynamics at play, you don't need to chase approval. Women, like anyone, are drawn to authenticity, to strength, not forceful tactics. Now that you've gained these insights, it's time to build a better, more meaningful connection. Start focusing on mutual respect, understanding, and purpose, and let go of the need for validation or playing by outdated rules. If this shift in perspective resonates with you, I encourage you to engage further. Drop a comment below with your thoughts and share which insights stood out most. And if you want more unfiltered, deep insights like this, don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps fuel this mission to share knowledge that truly empowers. To go further, consider joining the community and helping us expand our reach to others who need this kind of advice. Let's redefine the way we approach relationships. Stop following the rules that don't work. Start leading with clarity and purpose. Share this message with someone who needs it, and together, let's continue building connections based on truth and respect.